Hey, what's up everyone? Benny here, and Season 2 for Apex Legends is finally here. And I know we're all so excited and have been waiting for what feels like absolutely ages for Apex Legends Season 2. So in this video, I'm going to go through all the major updates in Season 2, including the new legend Wattson, the new weapon the L-Star, all the new weapon buffs and nerfs, new weapon attachments and map locations, as well as the battle pass, and so much more. So first things first, I've got to talk about a small but exciting addition to Apex Legends Season 2, which is an in-game stats page, which you can access by clicking your name in the lobby. But this page is going to track your account stats, which include the amount of games you've played, your total wins, and then of course, the stat everyone wants to know, how many kills they've had and what their kill to death ratio is. The stat screen will also track things like your longest win streak and your highest kills, which I think is a nice little touch. But as well as your overall account stats, it will also track season by season, as well as ranked play. Some stuff hasn't been tracked, so it isn't necessarily 100% correct from what you've done in Apex Legends so far, as Respawn weren't tracking it in Apex Legends Season 1, but it will be accurate from now on. Also, because I'm really interested to know, let me know how many wins you've managed to have in Apex Legends so far. Of course, one of the most exciting additions with Apex Legends Season 2 is the fact that a new legend has been added into the game, which could have a big effect on the meta, especially as there is now a brand new ranked mode for us to play. Wattson's passive ability is called Spark of Genius, which first of all makes ultimate accelerants actually useful, as they'll instantly fully charge Wattson's ultimate, and standing near an Interception Pylon will boost Wattson's tactical recharge rate. Wattson's tactical is perimeter security, which allows you to create electrified fences by connecting nodes together, which will damage and slow down enemies, which is going to be amazing for more defensive playstyles. Then Wattson's ultimate is the real game changer, which is the Interception Pylon. This is an ultimate you place on the ground and then will destroy incoming ordnance like grenades or ultimates from Bangalore and Gibraltar, and not only that, it will also repair damaged shields, so could end up pairing perfectly with Lifeline. You can also then have up to 3 pylons down at one time, which is going to be easily doable if you stock up on ultimate accelerants. Her playstyle is definitely going to suit a more defensive one, where you want to bait enemies to fight on your terms, so it's going to pair really well with legends like Pathfinder, who can scan beacons to find the location of later rings, and then legends like Gibraltar and Caustic, who aren't as aggressive legends. I'll be doing an in-depth video on Wattson this week, so make sure you subscribe for that if you're not already. Let's be honest, we've all heard about the L-Star for quite a while now, and it's finally landed in the Apex Legends Season 2 update. So first of all, it's a weapon that you're only going to find in airdrops. Just like the Mastiff and Craybas, it is an extremely powerful weapon that will be able to win you games that you would have otherwise lost, even if you've not got the best aim in the world. It fires large, high damage plasma rounds which deal 21 damage a bullet and 42 for a headshot, with a ridiculous fire rate. But if you fire for too long, the gun will overheat, which you can tell by the ammo sign on the back of the weapon, and you'll have to wait to fire it again. So it's best to fire the weapon in bursts so you don't overheat it. And if you see someone shooting at you and notice the L-Star is overheated, that is the time to push them. From my early hands-on with it, I learned not to really hip fire with it if you can help it, and aim down sights to really make that limited ammo pile count. But be warned, early on, most players are going to try and rush airdrops, so it might be a bit tricky to get your hands on, but if you do, it's well worth it. One of my favorite things with every major update is all the small little changes that Respawn make to the weapons in Apex Legends, whether it's a buff or a nerf, because if you know them and someone else doesn't, it gives you a huge advantage and will help make you a better player. Firstly, the Flatline has been a pretty rubbish weapon, to be completely honest, and has massively underperformed compared to other assault rifles in the game on both automatic and single shot. But now they've increased the damage per bullet from 16 to 19, which will definitely help make it a more viable assault rifle, especially against Wraith, Lifeline, and Pathfinder, who it will do 20 damage a bullet to because of the new damage passive. The P2020 has also had a very small damage buff, with it now doing 13 damage a bullet rather than 12, but paired with a new hammer point rounds hop up, it can make it a pretty solid weapon to finish off enemies that have had their shield broken. And to be honest, it absolutely shreds if you've got a quick trigger finger. The alternator has also had its damage increase from 13 to 15, along with barrels reducing the gun's recoil even more, so it'll be easier to control at further distances. Then the big buff is actually to the legendary Craybas sniper rifle, which now does 145 damage a shot compared to 125, and has also had the headshot multiplier increased to 2.05 to help guarantee those headshot kills against legends like Gibraltar, who have the fortified passive ability. But sadly, with the buff, the Craybas is now also slightly rarer than it used to be in airdrops. Another one of the big changes you may have already heard of is that the Arc Star has been nerfed slightly, with it now taking 2.8 seconds to go off, but if you stick it to an opponent that has no armor, they will go down straight away, and players at the edge of an Arc Star's explosion no longer have their shields completely shredded. Shotgun ammo stacks have also been reduced from 64 to 16, so you can't get away with only having one stack of ammo anymore, which is a shame, and energy ammo stacks have been increased to 80 rather than 60 to match light and heavy ammo. But weapons aren't the only thing to be changed in Apex Legends Season 2. Legends have also received some buffs and nerfs. Firstly, the fortified passive for Gibraltar and Caustic has been buffed once again, now reducing damage by 15% rather than the original 10%, which will make them even harder to kill, and are also immune to slow effects caused from weapon fire, which could be very important, especially in ranked play. There's also a new passive ability for Wraith, Lifeline, and Pathfinder called Low Profile, which is actually a bit of a nerf and increases incoming damage by 5%, which might not make these legends as popular as they once were. Bloodhound has had what I feel to be a huge buff with his Eye of the Allfather ability, now tracking enemies in real time rather than just leaving a ghost image behind, with the tracking lasting for 1.5 seconds so you can tell which direction they're heading in, and it's now also a larger scan area. Bloodhound's clues now last for 90 seconds rather than just 60, so it's going to be even easier to track down enemy squads. Mirage has now also had a buff where his ultimate ability might actually be useful, as you can now cancel out of his ultimate cloak ability, so you can potentially get a few easy kills by appearing when you want to, but there is a small delay when cancelling the cloak, so do make sure to take that into account. Caustic's gas now only slows his teammates down by half of what it does to enemies, so you can now move through your teammates' gas a little bit easier, and then Pathfinder has had his hitbox changed once again so it lines up better with his base character, including his legendary skins which didn't always match up. And sadly, Lifeline's drone can now die after taking 2 damage ticks from the ring, so you can't camp outside the zone as easily anymore, which is a bit of a shame. Next up, a total of 3 new hop-ups and attachments have been added into Apex Legends Season 2. First of all, starting with the Disruptor rounds, which increase damage to shielded targets, which can go on the Alternator and the RE45. And paired with the damage buff the Alternator got, it could make it a pretty damn good weapon, especially at endgame, when players are more likely to have level 3 armor. Just being honest, this attachment is insane. You then have hammer point rounds, which might actually make the Mozambique usable, as this hop-up will make the Mozambique and P2020 deal more damage to unshielded targets. So it's perfect for finishing off an enemy that has had their shield broken, and honestly, the P2020 with it is amazing. Then you have a brand new attachment, which are energy mags, just like any extended mag in the game, but for energy ammo weapons, including the Havoc, Triple Take, and Devotion. The better magazine you have, the faster your reload speed will be, and the more ammo you'll have at a time, which can make the Devotion with a turbocharger incredible. Oh, and the Skull Piercer is now a lot rarer, and is also a legendary hop-up, just like the turbocharger. Oh, and there are now a new bunch of gold guns that you'll find around the map, which are weapons which have all the best attachments they can on them, which are now the Flatline, Alternator, RE45, Mozambique, and the P2020, to give you a chance to test out some of the newly buffed weapons. Another big addition in Apex Legends Season 2 is daily and weekly challenges, which will help you progress through the Battle Pass faster. Now, daily challenges work by giving you stars. You'll need to earn 9,000 stars to earn 1 Battle Pass level. For example, the first set of daily challenges in Season 2 is to deal 200 damage in water treatment, get 2 kills with pistols, and perform 1 finishing move in wetlands, each giving you 3,000 stars, and if you complete all the daily challenges, you'll earn a Battle Pass level, and your stars will carry across day to day, so no worries if you don't finish them all. You then have weekly reoccurring challenges which you'll be able to do each week, which will also earn you Battle Pass levels, which includes completing 5 daily challenges, and then completing 10 daily challenges that week. With Apex Legends Season 2, you also have weekly challenges which will also always be available whenever you start playing, so no worries if you can't complete them all in the first week. Weekly challenges will give you a mix of rewards including whole Battle Pass levels and stars, which of course contribute to getting you those Battle Pass levels to get you through the Battle Pass even faster. Overall, if you make sure you're completing these challenges, you're going to find yourself getting through the Battle Pass a lot quicker than you did in Season 1, which is always quite a bit of a grind if you weren't playing all day, every day. And how could I forget all the map changes in Apex Legends Season 2? There are a whole load of new areas to drop, with bridges, which seems to be an area that players didn't really like, being completely gone and replaced with one of my personal favorite areas, the cage. You'll also see Leviathans roaming around the map, which are see-through on the in-game minimap, but if I'm honest, they just look really cool. I think it's going to be incredibly unlikely that you get killed by one, but if you manage it, do make sure to let me know on Twitter. But when you hop into Apex Legends Season 2, do make sure to try out all the new areas. It does look vastly different from Season 1. The ring has also had quite a major change in Apex Legends Season 2, which will be the same in both ranked and normal queues, so you can get used to it. Round 1 will do 2% damage per tick, round 2 5%, round 3 10%, round 4 and 5 20%, and round 6 and beyond will do 25% of your health per tick. So just make sure you're paying attention to ring closing times and don't get caught out, especially in the later rounds, as it's not the way to lose a game of Apex Legends. But there we have it, pretty much everything you need to know from the Apex Legends Season 2 update. This is the biggest update we've had to Apex Legends yet, so if you do manage to find anything that I might have missed, do make sure to share them down in the comments below and subscribe for more Apex Legends Season 2 content. I'm really excited to see what this season has to offer, especially in ranked mode. Smash the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.